Good afternoon. In the last two videos, I talked about hegemonic masculinity and its devastating consequences for people. But that's not all. Men have managed to cause total mental chaos. It's truly absurd. Following on from the last two videos, I would like to continue discussing the selfish, immature, and therefore misleading thought patterns of hegemonic masculinity and the resulting catastrophic misdevelopment of humanity. Unfortunately, these flawed approaches can be found in all areas of life and have drastic negative effects on the correct understanding of religion, politics, relationships, emotions, technology, ecology, economics, and ergonomics. Let's take a look at the devastating effects that the thought structures of hegemonic masculinity continue to have today, particularly on certain communities and religions as well as your current situation. It was precisely these male behavior patterns that were the prevailing basic attitude on which the Roman Empire was based. These type of men would execute Jesus, Jim, again today because they keep on seeing him as a threat to their supposed position of power. Without batting an eyelid, they would treat him extremely brutally and slaughter him once more publicly in order to stabilize their position and flaunt their supposed power exactly like the Romans did. The fact that they still not accept his position of the most powerful male in universe fills Jim with rage. Therefore, he is naturally not at all pleased with them. They are dangerous to the public and pose a permanent threat to his life. At the moment, he knows of no other issue than their termination. That is understandable. In 50 years at the latest, the time will have come. He is ready every second of every day. He still has his scars. They remind us daily of the terrible and cruel events. Believe me, follower of this category will never live again. The hunger for power of this community of men is unstoppable. They even don't hesitate to kill each other. What also bothers them greatly is their mental and physical dependence on women. Although they despise women, they are born of women, then grow up in the care of their mothers, and finally become attached to their wives. They don't like this process and reality. In Roman times, it was naturally easier to express contempt for women. Here we can clearly see the origins of homosexuality. Homosexuality was considered respectable in the military. Women were kept only for the purpose of procreation. Male vanity and self-love knew no bounds. Nowadays, it is no longer so easy, but even now, homosexuality seems to be gaining ground again. Contempt for women remains deeply rooted. Well, that is their decision. In 50 years at the latest, homosexuality will no longer exist. The mental and physical dependence on women makes these type of men aggressive. Unfortunately, that doesn't change the fact. They simply don't learn to cope with the circumstances. Their pronounced egoism and narcissism prevents them from doing so. This results in the character traits described in the previous videos on hegemonic masculinity. This is also the reason why they strictly reject a dual form of government, female and male, 50-50. This is still clearly evident in political, business and religious structures as well as other groupings today. We can see where this leads. Total chaos. Well, Our system has always been based on dual governance and it works splendidly. We will not abandon our structures. Jim is the most powerful man in the universe because he relies on and utilizes my mental abilities. I assure you, he will remain so. What this group of men foolishly constantly fail to consider is that Jesus, Jim, was permanently connected to our system and that even then it was clear that we, Sheba and Jim, would return in glory in all our power. We have this event now. Unfortunately, we still find the same structures as 2000 years ago. They have not evolved at all. They have not made use of the 2000 years. Why would religions kill Jesus again? Christians still believe the infamous lie spread by the Romans that God sacrificed his son so that he could forgive the sins of mankind. This idea is horrific, truly sickening, and could only have sprung from male minds as a way to distract from their misdeeds. The Catholic Church has expanded its position of power. Think of letters of indulgence and donations. Such a terrible sacrifice would achieve nothing. As we can see, people do not change their behavior patterns. It would be pointless, and moreover, it violates all of our guidelines. The belief is to be utterly despised. The Christians would kill him again because they still think that their salvation depends on his bloody sin sacrifice. This idea is sick, it is abnormal. The Jews are renegades, just like they were 2000 years ago. They don't belong to us. Neither back then, when the Romans got cold-bloodedly rid of Jesus for them, nor today. They seek for independence and also would kill Jesus again. This time, they are rather turning to the US and Germany for help than to us. They no longer belong to us. They have that in writing. At this point, we would like to emphasize once again that Judaism is a religion that anyone can choose to follow. It is not a people. The so-called Jews are originally and genetically Arabs. Abraham came from Ur in Mesopotamia, in what is now Iraq. Isaac and Ismail were brothers. The Muslims would kill him anyway because they believe Allah exists. 600 years after Jesus of Nazareth, they created their own God so that they wouldn't have to live by our rules. A purely male ideology. They see us as competitors. That is ridiculous. They don't stand a chance. We can leave the Asians out of it. We have nothing to do with them. They don't care about us and we don't care about them. They don't belong to the group of religions though. They are not religious. But they are also competitors because they strive for world domination. Too bad that the world and everything in it belongs to us, because we build it. Furthermore, we are the only ones who can fix the mess caused by man. If Jim were to show up on Earth now, all these men wouldn't have anything better to do than kill him again. Terrible. Atheists and people that belong to other religions are out of the running too because they don't belong to us officially either. So, you better face the truth. At the moment, nobody belongs to us. You all need to reconsider and make a decision about how you want to spend eternity. In plain language, that means that if Jim lets chapter 19 of Revelation take place now, there will be no survivors. You have a lot of understanding, realization, and work ahead of you. We have already given you a small insight of the sophisticated, perfect technology that awaits you. The destructive power of our weapons exceeds your imagination. Believe me, you don't stand a chance. The Ark of the Covenant is back. You no longer need to search for it. The power it emits is real. The machine designs for the basic technology needed to generate this energy are stored in my head. It is a divine technology that you cannot begin to match and that you have never even thought of. We give you a maximum of 50 years for your development. Please consider that the development of the Otto engine took place 149 years ago. You are still on that level. If you ask me, your situation is pretty tight. You are running out of time. You have no time for pauses. You don't improve properly and fast enough. By the way, the combustion engine is a disastrous technological mistake. Your approaches regarding propulsion are all wrong. This is no joke. We reserve the right to take action against you as described in chapter 19 of Revelation in the Bible even earlier. That depends on your commitment. I don't care anymore whether you make it or not. Jim never has. As proved again, I am the most powerful. You cannot change that. It will always be so, so get used to it. I embody the center of our power and possess the ring of authority, the crown of our system of rule, and the Ark of the Covenant with our laws and technologies. You better subordinate while you have the chance. Don't make the same mistake as the Pharaoh from Egypt approximately 3,475 years ago. We wish you a happy, busy, and healthy New Year 2026. Thank you very much, Shiva, First Regent of Universe.